please let's hear every member, if possible, in silence. And for clarity of Honorable Sifuna, if you check on the minutes here, so that we move forward together. He's my brother, I need to put the record straight. If you look at these minutes here, you look, there is the side of the National Senate and the National Assembly. What he's saying is that if you look at the National Assembly side, there are already 4 members after their title it is PhD. So please proceed.
Well, Honorable Chair, just a minute. Let me just clarify that the PhD should speak for itself. It should be clear to everyone that you went to school. If you have to refer to your qualifications and to bring them up for somebody to know you went to school, there's a problem.
We have had several meetings of this nature for the last few weeks. And I am really hoping that today we can crack the nut, because there seems to be some brick wall somewhere. But looking at the memberships here, we seem also to have the tools to break that ceiling, which seems to be concrete. So I hope by the end of today's meeting, we'll have deliberated towards getting a solution. And as we said last time, for the benefit of the other members who joined us, like the Senator for Nyeri and my brother Mongatana, we are all in support of devolution. There is no question about that. We are all in support of our counties getting sufficient resources. There is also no question about that. The issues is what we were discussing, which I don't want to recap because we'll be having a chance to discuss all of us. So the issue has been the process, which we belabored last time very thoroughly in terms of the legalese. So I hope now today we move from the legalese and come now to figures. And when we get to figures, it's also my hope that we get a conclusion on it, because as you are all aware, what was permitted by the AG to the National Treasury was only the drawing of 50% of the last year's allocation. However, if we go for to the 6th month without a solution, it therefore means after the 6th month, we'll have handicapped our county governments. And I don't think there is any person here who would want to handicap our county governments, because we are in support. So, given that we'll be going for recess in 2 weeks' time, it therefore means we have actually no time. Because after recess, we are coming back in Feb. It therefore means after that 1st of December, there will be no money to run our counties, because they'll have expended all that is granted by the AG in terms of the drawing 50% before we finalize on the documents that are with us as the legislature. So it is for that reason I am hoping we'll get a solution, and I am hopeful that one will be found today. I want to request that we downplay that matter for today, so that we make progress. And for avoidance of doubt, members who are from the budget committee, we have come to appreciate that budget, the one that we are making, because you're already making a budget here, the Rudora, is that is the budget on paper. The real budget is money called exchequer. And that exchequer, however much we would want to show that we wield power, it again is prerogative of the National Treasury. So how we've been working, especially in budget, is that we've been working in a manner that is very collaborative. So that as the government runs its program, we are also part and parcel of it. As we make laws, even budget is a law, they are also part and parcel. Because we rely on each other. When we make a budget, Honorable Sifuna, for example, last year, 218 billion was not released. It was not our prerogative to know what gets released. So when a CS talks, he talks on the height side of the real availability of money, other than only the budgeted one. So I highly request that we permit them that flexibility, because he sits at the table that decides. And in the long run, whether we want to brush it off or not, the National Treasury is very pivotal in terms of budget making, in terms of DORA, and in terms of CARA.
Okay, thank you very much. I think...
and by the way, so that we are on the same page on that, because you're likely to see many more things happening. Looking at the last mediations, if you check, Chair, these kind of talks have not actually gone beyond National Treasury, even to the level of presidency in the past. Because sometimes it's good to be practical. That even as we make budgets, like the way we do with Honorable Makali Molu, the truth of the matter is that the ultimate bearer of the vision of the country is the president and the presidency. That's the truth of the matter. So
we're losing our...
Let me finish. So all I'm saying is that if you check the last mediations, Honorable Senator, you see that this kind of mediations have even, not this one, some have actually been done through lobbying in the State House itself, not this current regime. I'm just trying to say that this is not peculiar. Members, last time when we met, for the benefit of those who did come, the undercurrents the chair is talking about are well known to us. We have canvassed enough on that. The issues also around the processes, we may not be clearly having a path that is laid down, but we can make an attempt to move forward in terms of the legalese around after we pass this, then what? As I say, you can only eat an elephant piece by piece. So I'd rather we don't theorize on the whole elephant now. We deal with the piece that is on the table currently. And therefore, I now would wish to open the floor to members, because you remember what we agreed. We now go to the real issue around the figures, because on the process we don't belabor now anymore. Let the river take its course when we go to the next step, in my opinion. And therefore, any member with an issue around DORA, because I don't want us to recap, because it will open up again what was not captured. But we restrict ourselves to now figures and conclusion of the debate, if at all. Our brothers and sisters from the media, as you know, it has been a painstaking and laborious meetings we have had from for the last few weeks, trying to deliberate on the issue of the Division of Revenue Bill. I will not go to the background because that has been covered already, but I want to bring to the attention of everyone here that I have been in mediations before, but the mediation we have had this time, we have had very strong characters in terms of persona and also intellect, and also the drive to support devolution, both on the Senate side and the National Assembly. And I want to commend all of them. We have real defenders of devolution in this mediation committee, and the more the reason it has not been easy. However, as you understand, we are dealing with a situation that we all understand in terms of the scarcity of resources, and therefore it has been a point where we are facing reality as it is, without a lot of sugarcoat. And the truth of the matter is that whereas there is will to adequately, as we have done, fund the counties, and as much as there is also will to add more resources to the counties, the constraint remains that we have scarcity of resources in terms of collection of revenue. So there has never been a question of who supports or who does not support devolution. All of us here unequivocally, we all support devolution, from the National Assembly to the Senate, fully, without any doubt about it. So out of our deliberations, which have, as you've covered us very well for the last many weeks, these hard negotiations and zooming in into the figures that we have, trying to collect the data of the revenues that we have collected as the country for the last many years, and therefore trying to project what may happen. As we are all aware, the National Assembly had passed a division of revenue bill of Kenya shillings 380 billion. So the National Assembly had indicated through the division of revenue that we passed, the revised version, of 380 billion. However, we have seen that there are many, many areas that we need to support our counties. One is the additional levies that are there now, in terms of housing levy, where the employer and the employee have to pay. Counties are still employers, as we all know. The new levies in the healthcare provision, the new cadre of payee. So we have come up with a solution, and I really want to commend the members of this mediation, that we cannot afford to give our counties less money than they received last financial year. And we have agreed unequivocally and unanimously that our counties deserve resources, and for that reason, we have reinstated the figure that they got the last financial year of 385 billion, and on top of that, we have made and provisioned additional resources of Kenya shillings 2 billion to make our counties perform their duties efficiently. Lastly, the magnanimity of the membership of this mediation has been based on the fact that we are proceeding for recess, both houses. And the way we all support devolution, we would not want to be in a situation where our counties are gridlocked. And that is why we have decided we are going to process this bill the fastest way we can in the National Assembly. We'll be asking our colleagues in the National Assembly to support so that we move into capacitating our counties to function the way they ought. We also have additional resources we have provisioned to our counties under the County Government Additional Allocation Bill. That is over and above the monies we are provisioning. Over and above the monies we are provisioning under the Division of Revenue Bill, we have also decided that we'll be supporting our counties additionally through County Government Additional Allocation Bill with resources of over 45 billion Kenya shillings, over and above the 387. And therefore, this is a bright day, and I am glad that our counties will now continue offering services efficiently to Kenyans with the additional resources that this mediation committee has provided.